their plan is literally coming to fruition, and their plan is to basically kick the queens out of their home, of their company. They take over, they take all of their money, and then they
destroy the Hong family.
They destroy the Hong family. Now the axis of evil have decided that they need to get Baek Hyun-woo out of the picture so that their plan is unthwarted, and they plan to make him the scapegoat. So they find, after now the couple is gone, they break into their home, they find the divorce papers that he'd left in his safe. Then they show the family. So this is now to plant doubt in the family, in the Hong family, that you see he's hiding such things. So Hong Yin's parents are trying to contact her and say, hey, stuff is happening here. They're busy having a honeymoon of their life. Okay, not the honeymoon. So they're having a second go at it, or revisiting those places.
And really connecting.
And really connecting. But then that trip obviously ends badly, because then eventually the family gets through to Hae-in and they tell her that, hey, he actually planned to divorce you. They send her a picture of the divorce settlement paper, and she flips out. They come back to Korea they came back on the same flight, but then basically it was over, and now World War I has begun. The Axis of Evil's plan happens. They kick the Hongs out of their company, first of all. They kick them out of their home. There's paparazzi and reporters everywhere. And Baek Hyun-woo, after being kicked out of his home, comes to the rescue, and then
begins the Yeongduri chapter.
End of episode 8. They are in Yeongduri, which is Baek Hyun-woo's hometown. And
when Baek Hyun-woo and Hong Hae-in had gotten married initially, Baek Hyun-woo's mom had tried to reach out to Hong Hae-in's mom. And try to befriend it. Look, the kids are getting married. We might as well get to know each other. I'm actually quite interested in knowing you. Mama Hong Hae-in. No, she doesn't want to. Like, what would she be doing with someone who's from the country, who's a farmer, basically? Baek Hyun-woo's mom is like a superstar. Like she fixes trucks. She is that.
Yeah.
But she is also the warm center, and I love Baek Hyun-woo's family in that they're all quirky, all of them. The one thing I loved about them is Baek Hyun-woo knew he could always go home.
Yeah.
Like, home was a warm place, and so that's what made the shift into his wife's family that much more jarring.
The Hong family is still
in Yeongduri.
Thriving, and I don't want to say thriving, but they're adjusting.
They are thriving because for once they're actually functioning as a family.
And I think also because of Baek Hyun-woo's family, they're experiencing what it means to actually be family, because they eat together, breakfast, lunch, and supper. Gapa also Chorawetu is busy.
He's developing his guns.
But he loved his wife and his son. And when he found out their involvement and that they'd left him, because then the deal was for Dahe and the wife to leave and go to the States and disappear and never come back or pitch up or whatever. He was broken. By the time they make it to Yeongduri, he's a shell of himself. But I think he still, I don't know if it was hope or if it was delusion or what, but he didn't give up. And then he's trying to, I don't know, I can't tell you what was in his mind, but at a certain point he gets to the gym, the boxing gym, Baek Hyun-woo's brother's boxing gym. And he remembers, we used to play a game, me and Dahi used to play a game, and if I can just get internet or get her to log in, then I could maybe talk to her. Now he reaches out to her through this game, sends her a message, and then she's expecting him to shout at her or swear at her or whatever. And he says, listen, Gonus immunization chart is this, and if you and he's got shots coming up, but remember that when he takes his shots, you must sing Baby Shark for him, because then that distracts him. And then they have this whole remembering scene of time when he got his shots. And I think that was a flick of a switch for her. She doesn't go back to him immediately, but eventually she makes her way back after Gonu's real father, because also
that was a thing.
Gonu's real father finds her where she was hiding in America, and then they have an interaction. She's like, no thanks, grabs the child, goes back, finds him there in Yongdu when he's part of the security fight. Community watch. And he fights for her, and then also he's my favorite character development in the whole thing. It's not in your face because we've got the main characters, but he went from like he can barely think for himself to, okay, if my family comes back, I need to be able to protect them.
Yeah.
So he starts training, he starts boxing, he learns how to, he already learned how to ride the bike, but then now he gets stronger. He asks Baekhyun to teach him how to fight and box and think in that way, and he's going the extra mile, and he's the one who's actually thriving the most.
Yeah.
In Yeongduri.
Yeah.
He's come into himself in a way that actually surprised me.
Oh, it was beautiful.
And now she comes back, and now he's like, okay, I'm husband extraordinaire. Mom, you're not going to talk to my wife this way. She's my wife. This is not your house. Also, you can't tell her to leave. This is not your house. This is my wife. She's staying. And, eventually they all kind of adjust.
Should we talk about the biggest liver? Usmin. The biggest spin.
So
Unsung.
Yo! Guy. Oh, but we have
that obsession.
Because that one.
That obsession.
Because that one. Please go in.
How far do we go in?
Go in, bro.
Go in.
Do you want me to trip number 2 go in?
Right. So, Unsung lost his mind because now he does not know where the Hong family is. He doesn't care about the Hong family. He wants to get Hong Hae in. Now this is where he starts showing his backbone with his own mom. When she says, okay, no, this person is going to be Queen's department store. He's like, no, Hong Hae In is coming back, and she's gonna lead the department store. And we're like, Gupina, where's she gonna go with? Do you think she doesn't have any kind of resentment for the fact that we kicked out her entire family? What you doing? What you talking? But he wants to find out. So he starts using but we know his only way of functioning is using underhanded tactics. Then she figures out where they are. I don't know if he'd followed Baekhyun, because Baekhyun all this time he leaves Yeongduri in the morning, drives to Seoul to work
because that was the other thing. He refused to resign. He refused to leave his position with everything that is happening with the Hong family.
And they're pushing him into a smaller and smaller office, but
they even audited him. That was a quick.
So Eunseung had been tailing Baekhyun. I think he figured out like his daily routes or something. And while Baekhyun was being detained by an associate of Eunseung, who is a bunch of thugs who want to beat him down. Surprise, surprise, he's unbeatdownable.
Because why?
Because he was a boxing champ.
He is a boxing champ.
I mean,
on top of being part of special forces in the military,
he was a Marine.
That's why I'm like, he was just too perfect.
Perfect. Like he's obviously a fictional character, is all we're gonna say. But anyway, for our purposes, yes, that kind of fictional character. Anyways, so then it's one of these nights when Hong Hae In is walking in Yeongduri, walking in the dark, but she's like, no, he should be home by now. Yeah. And so she goes out the gate and she's looking for him. There's a figure standing in front of headlights somewhere. She thinks that is Baekhyun. It is not Baekhyun. It is Eunseung, who has somehow tracked down
the family.
And
her. Actually, specifically.
Yeah, because he's looking for her.
Her.
But in a kind of obsessed, I need you by my side. I cannot let you out of my sight. Yeah. Obviously, she's not down for. She goes back.
No, because he tells her that, you're gonna come back to me, and you're gonna become CEO.
Or otherwise, I'm going to destroy.
I'm giving you 2 days.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm gonna destroy Baek Hyun-woo. On top of that, you haven't told your family that you're sick. So I'm gonna reveal all of your truths. Unless you come back to me, you've got 2 days.
Yeah. So she goes.
So now, it's 2 days later.
She's at a press conference.
Goes back to.
She goes back to Seoul. Yoon Sang thinks he's won. He thinks that she's not going to take her place as his queen next to him in Queen's group. Our girl is like, okay, so you threatened me with what?
In front of the cameras.
Okay, fine. Y'all, I ain't coming back to Queens. Why? Because I am sick. I have 3 months to live. So I'm going to go and spend time with my family.
Threats have been made against me.
Threats have been made
by this man.
By this person standing right next to me.
So it's
live stream. This is like a news report.
I'm Unsung, you're Hayin. So I've just announced now, okay, so I've got some great news. I'm now the newly appointed chairman or the president of Queen's Group, and I've got some great news. You know, we've been partners and friends for a long time, and now I've got great news in that she's going to be coming back and taking over Queen's
and
department.
Also a partner in other ways.
And also a partner in other ways, which I will reveal later on.
Girl said no.
Girl's like,
raining on your parade.
Come again, sir.
You've actually been threatening me and my family.
Yes. She says this. She's like, I've received threats.
Yeah.
That
if I don't come back, you're going to destroy. And then she says, my husband. And now Baek Hyun-woo is there.
But as she says that, she locks eyes with Baek Hyun-woo, and they start making their way towards each other. She comes down the stairs and then she faints. And then she wakes up in the hospital. Her family knows. It's a big reveal. People are crying. Everybody's crying.
But everyone rallies together and like, okay, no, this is now an us problem. So what needs to happen? We need to get our white cell count up.
Yes.
Great.
This is how we do it practically. Yeah. Because to jump a whole bunch of parts, then Baek Hyun-woo finds out, or he gets a call one evening from a doctor in Germany, and he says, okay, there's possibility of not operating, but through radiation or some other thing that is not as intrusive. There is possibility of us getting rid of the tumor. Are you guys interested? He's like, absolutely yes. But there's a caveat in that her hippocampus will be affected and she would not have her memories. He finds out that there's this possibility of her being healed, or rather being cured, or the tumor being whatever the word is, and that the side effect is memory loss. And it's just, he's like, say less. Mandem, say less. He packs his bags. He makes arrangements in Hong Hae-in's house, and it's like, okay guys, take away everything that has to do with Hong Hae-in and Baek Hyun-woo. Take it away, hide it. We'll mail it. He even says we'll mail it to Baek Hyun-woo. Right now, I just want a clean slate for me and my woman when we come back from Germany.
Just sickening, actually.
This guy packs his bags. His mom tries to stop him, and she actually says, how much more rejection do you need to face before it clicks in your mind that this woman doesn't want you? He's just like, no, I've got a clean slate ahead of me. Her memory is going to be gone. I'm going to insert myself nice and smoothly and be her man. Please and thanks.
And going back to that comment that she made, how much more rejection must you face? Was Madam not the one who was the primary insult of rejection in Unsang's life?
So this guy, Unsang, flies to Germany. First class. Gets there. And first of all, there's a truck also. That's what I'm going to say. There's another truck.
Never failing truck of doom in K-drama.
If there's ever a trope. I don't even want to call it a trope.
Like, stay away from zebra crossings. There was also that zebra crossing girl.
Yes! Hectic! Stay away from zebra crossings.
Yeah.
Stay away from
white trucks.
Stay away from anything that moves on the road, basically.
Good Zima. It is dangerous. K-drama land. Anywhere near a roadway. Don't do it.
So there's that. So now, but then that was also Mo Soo-hee.
Yeah, that was mostly.
She was now trying to take matters into her own hands, like eliminate. She was just like, I've had enough of all of you. But anyway, Hae-in didn't know about the side effect of the operation. And they kept it from her because they knew that she would refuse to do the operation. Baekhyun was like, okay, before anything happens, I have to come clean. This is a side effect. You will lose all of your memories. She flips, she loses it because she's like, okay, basically what you're telling me is that I have to make a choice. I have to make a decision to die or lose my memories. The possibility of you not being alive is not an option. And then that's what flipped her switch. And then she's like, okay, fine, I will go through it. And then they start making preparations. Preparations.
One of which
was a diary. Just as she's coming out of recovery, as she's about to wake up, because that was also the promise that he made to her. I will be the first face you see. I will be the first person you see. I will be by your side. Interpol intercepts.
Unsung
take him away. Unsung is right there.
The first face that she sees.
It's kind of like it's like the smoothest switch ever. Like Baekhyun goes out this way, Unsung comes in same way, and then it's like there never was even a vacant spot. The other thing that he did, Unsung, and something I actually made a note of, that this is what these people will do when they're trying to, people with bad intentions. They'll try to isolate you from your family. Yeah. They'll try to take you away from people who will try to point you to true north. And that's what he did. He blocked her family. He became the primary guardian. Yeah. And
Baekhyun was exonerated because they found the evidence that no, he was not involved in the land broker's unfortunate demise. Queen's group is eventually restored to the Hong family.
Yes.
Hong Hae-in and Baekhyun decide. She tells him what she remembers and what she doesn't, because she hasn't regained her memories. She just found her own diary describing the person that she really wanted to remember, Baekhyun, and having also observed him in secret, she knows that what she wrote was the truth, and the character of this man is nothing like Unsung had tried to build up, and she wants to make a go of it again. They both want to make a go of it again.
At this point, we can confirm that they've lived through the most hectic and intense,
dramatic. I don't think any marriage will actually face anything like this ever.
Yeah.
I hope not.
But also the family as well. I mean, it actually, as much as we always say we never have enough time to dwell in the happiness as much as we dwelt in the drama, it rounded up. It rounded up and it rounded off. Like I said earlier on, there's no other way it could have ended. I can't see.
I mean, unless Ochakanim really wanted to put us through the ringer. There are different iterations where it could have ended.
Let's rather not go there.
Yeah, because one thing about K-dramas, they care nothing about your feelings.
They don't. There's one in particular that I'm thinking of.
Which one?
Dodo Sol Lala Sol. Okay. Right.
Okay. Just a note, I do not like that one. Yeah. That one... Oh... It's not in any way related to Kim Ji-eun and
it's
her.
Not. But we were just talking about
not happy, weird endings.
And how Queen of Tears has a better ending than most.
Yes.
Essentially.
So it's bittersweet. I mean, if you are a Crash Landing on You fan,
still actually better than Crash Landing on You in terms of ending.
Yeah, because that was an open ending. It was really open.
Because for me,
they meet like 2 weeks a year.
What is that?
Anyways. So this one, and the thing that they got right is as it's winding down and it's the final scenes, they genuinely made me miss the cast of characters.
Yeah.
Is the truth that we all know is that this world is passing away. Our time on this world is passing away. And there will be a time when that's kind of like the kernel of it is we live now, we love, we laugh, we get into interesting stories, we have battles, rivalries, revenge stories. Okay, hopefully not too many of us, that's an unhealthy way of living. But in Dramaland. And then our time on earth ends. Yeah, it's like the scripture of how we're kind of like flowers. After the flower disappears, its place remembers it no more. Yeah. But while it was there, I'm paraphrasing now, it's not in the Bible, but while we're there in full color.
And that's the thing that I love as well about our Korean writers, because they've got a way of capturing the essence of these things, like the grief, the emotions, like the sadness, like the reason why we get so emotional and we so on the, we feel everything and we are up in arms because it's because they've just got this skill with that pen, and I don't know what it is, and they're just like because the number of times I stopped watching because I just could not deal, like
emotionally invested.
I couldn't handle my emotions on something I was watching,
But I like I kind of like that, it's a safe space to feel your emotions. So in a way you're just getting invested in a story. It's just a fictional story. It's like, suppose there's this character and then this happens and then they make this choice. Just go along with us on this journey for 16 episodes, give or take.
Let's see
where it goes.
Let's find out.
And it's a safe space I can feel rage against one of the characters because they're just so... Vincenzo, I'm looking at you. Not Vincenzo,
but
the villain in Vincenzo. And that axis of evil in Vincenzo. Like, you are loud. Because it's a safe space. Like, they are really no good. There is absolutely no redeeming. And it's very seldom that they will write a character with no redeeming qualities.
Yeah.
But with Vincenzo and those evil people, that there were just no redeeming
to
qualities
the end.
Eventually. Because they just kept on, and you're like, no, but guys, now you're being...
Even when you think, okay,
excessive.
this is your chance. This is your chance
to, just back away. Just don't go after...
They went in.
And so we're allowed to process those emotions. It's a safe space to explore that kind of stuff. It doesn't affect you directly. As in, what you do on screen doesn't affect what happens in my life. No. But I can sit there and I can, if I'm going to judge you for your actions, judge you for your actions. But then maybe the writers will take us to, but this is why he did it. And you're like,
okay, maybe fine, I get it.
We might get it.
Origin story, I understand.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or the catharsis of, no, this is irredeemable and this person must go to jail. Justice must be served. And then it is written and it is served. And you're like, look, that story ended well, kind of thing. So your star of character development in this Queen of Tears?
Sojo. Yeah. For me, his one was like the one, it had the most, like his graph was more
linear.
There we are. Him going from being like I can't even think for myself. I can't make a decision for myself. I need help every time. And where he ended up, he's like, this is what's best for my family. I'm making the decisions here. I am going to protect my family, even if it means I'm protecting them from my mom. Yours?
For me, I think it's the family, the Hong family. If I'm going to personify them as one person, I think as a family and in having healthy family modeled to them by the Beck family, and how they came together, and notably the father, Hong Hae-in's father, who had checked out of things.
Completely.
Of his family, He deferred to his wife on a lot of things.
But also to Harabuji, because
Harabuji is still alive and he is the patriarch. So he has never really taken his place as, I have a voice in this family, because the person dictating everything was usually Harabuji. Baekhyun-woo's father then said, no, as a father, you actually have a lot of influence. You have a lot you can say to they're adults now, but to your children, you have a lot to say that, you can influence where this family goes. And, like you also saw him sitting straighter, at the dinner table and taking an interest.
Tears, guys, or as we call it, King of Tears, because Baekhyun-woo carried those tears,
wept the rivers of Babylon.
The tears that man had. Did you cry at any point?
I didn't.
Okay.
I really didn't. It's already called Queen of Tears. So I'm like, yes, the emotions are gonna come through. Yeah. So I sit there and I feel the emotions, but I'm not a crier per se. Which was the last one that made me cry? It was recent, but I cannot remember now.
Why do I feel like it's also, there was one?
There's one recently that I was sitting and I'm like, okay, no,
I think about it and remember, but I also didn't cry because I was just, I think for me it's the emotions and the drama that always capture me. So while people are crying, I'm trying to process my my emotions. I'm just like hectic,
and the story, and you're like,
but also my brain is also trying to find.
So your brain is too busy to actually just sit and
possible solutions and worst case scenarios, as many as I possibly can analyze and get to, okay, because this happened, this is now the possible outcome, and so that also happens a lot in my brain, which goes back to me sending people voice notes and be like, help,
I need to know what's happening. Like,
just tell me this, you
need to feel the pain. Venture into the unknown. Find out like the rest of us.
But Queen of Tears, absolutely worth it.
It's got all the drama,
all of it,
all the drama, and I think it's
all the angst,
the drama that makes us gravitate towards K-dramas in the first place. So if you're looking for something edgy and all of that, no, it really has the only thing it didn't have was the triple shot. Like when someone is coming, the couple are coming towards one another and they take it from 3 different angles. I didn't see one of those, for which I'm very thankful.
Very grateful.
Yeah.
Thank you, director, name, editor. Thank you. We appreciate that because, wow.
And if we did miss it, and there actually was, but please let us know. But we had a truck of doom. We had a zebra crossing of doom. We had Subway. We had
tons of Subway.
All the product placement. Did we have any coffee? I feel like we did have Copy Co.
Nespresso. No, there wasn't in the Copy Co. No, that's Marry My Husband.
Oh, never mind.
That was Marry My Husband, because then the cubby hole, and then he's grabbing all of it.
Just disclaimer: we are not sponsored by any of these things. We're just talking about the tropes that end up in K-dramas.
Yeah, we did have the coffee one though, because then they were using Nespresso.
Okay. Yes, when they were now in their second honeymoon in Baekhyun-woo's apartment. Yes.
So there's some of that.
Yeah.
Definitely product placement. Not Copy Co though, but
Mercedes-Benz featured quite a bit.
Merc. Absolutely, all of their cars
through.
Were. Like even when they were
in Germany, big Mercedes-Benz sign there in the skyline. Oh yes, over the top villains, over the top schemes. Chebol and poor family in a marriage. I like the flip trope of it's the guy who's makoting, who's kotizaring, and
they even had the we've known each other since childhood one.
We're not gonna spoil that one.
Good Lord!
But they brought that one.
Okay, yes.
All of them.
All of them.
The villain had a childhood connection with Hong Hae-in.
There's more to come. Guys. And this was our first attempt, first episode. Definitely more to come. Reach out to us if you've got something that you feel we missed. Let us know if there's something you'd like us to cover. Let us know. This is us just being us. And instead of debriefing over voice note, Order to Kimchi signing out.
Annyeonghaseyo.